Hello, everybody. This is James from I'm not from Flapperdoodle. I'm from MegaJames12. Larry's from Flapperdoodle, and I am being interviewed by him, or should I say, the Maniac.
Okay, a little bit intellectual for my taste, but perfect. Hey guys, this is MyManiac613, and you're watching another episode of The Maniac Chat. This time we are interviewing my good friend, MegaJames12. Welcome to, I believe this is episode 3, if I'm not mistaken. James, would you like to introduce yourself very quickly?
Oh, of course. My name is James Barkley. That's my full name. I have a YouTube channel, MegaJames12, and I actually agreed to be interviewed by Larry on his second channel, Mario Maniac 613, and that's pretty much what we're doing right now.
Very well, and a link to all of MegaJames' channels. He actually had, I believe the count was 4, until, I believe one of your channels got hacked.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The Neo-Earth comic channel, the one that I was originally going to post the Neo-Earth Redux on, got hacked by an unknown user. I don't know who, but and at this point I don't really care because I decided that I'm going to post the Redux on my main channel.
Right, and you still have 3 other channels, right? They're all
Actually,
active?
I only have 2 other channels.
Right, okay.
No. I only have 2 channels. My main channel and my gameplay channel.
Right, your Let's Play channel. So, both of those channels will be in the description if you want to check them out, and we'll be discussing both of them today, but for now, we're just going to start off with the first question. The first 5 questions I ask everybody that decides to do this, and then I have 5 individual questions. So we'll start off with the first one. I pretty much know the answer to this, but many people who watch this don't. What is your favorite video game franchise, and why?
Video game franchise. It's actually split between 3 franchises: Mario, Sonic, and Metroid. Because, well, I like them both, but in different ways. I guess in terms of the quality of the video games, it would be Mario. But in terms of like the character and the innovation of the games, it would be Sonic. And I don't really know how Metroid fits into it. I just like the whole everything that the Metroid games have been doing. They're really sort of a new, different idea. Like, they're not really first-person shooters, and they're not really adventures. They're kind of a mix of the two. So, man, it's really hard to just pick my one favorite.
Well, this question might be a bit easier for you. Which one do you play most?
Mario.
Yeah, I knew that one. Of course you play that the most. It's probably you're a big Sonic fan, as many people probably know already. So I was expecting you to say that right off the bat.
Well, as much as I like Sonic, I have to admit that in terms of the quality of the games that he's starring in, they aren't really the best. Not to say that they're bad, but I think they are pretty good, but not to say that they're like the best. But I really think that his games are a great deal better.
Okay. So now, this might be a very easier question. Some people don't really like answering this one, but what franchise do you like the least? Just, you look at this franchise and you say, you know what, I don't want to play this, and why? Like, why does it not appeal to you?
Do DDI games count as a franchise?
They're more of a developer, if you could, like, choose. I guess you could say that.
And they're all pretty much the exact same game. Well, the platformers are anyway, but
Right.
Yeah, the DDI platformers. I think that could count as a franchise because they all play the same, and the only difference is that they involve different characters, but it doesn't really matter because they're all crap.
And, well, I guess you pretty much explained it all there. So, let's see, the DDI games include Ninja Breadman and Anubis 2.
And Rock and Roll Adventure, and Trixie, and Mythmaker's Trixie in Toyland.
Ouch. Okay, so now, let's go on to the next question. When did you start playing video games? Around, is it an age or a year or whenever?
Around the 2nd to 3rd grade, I got my very first video game platform, which was a Game Boy Advance SP. Yeah, you probably don't remember those. Well, you probably do, but they were made so long ago that it feels like they just feel retro. And I used to play it all the time, even though I beat every single game that I had. I used to play it all the time, and once I heard that there was like going to be a sort of a sequel to the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS. I wasn't really that kind of kid that was always caught up in the next new thing like most teenagers my age are. But I really wanted a DS, but of course there had to be like a limit to what I could have in between what really matters, which was my schoolwork and actually my schoolwork was pretty much the only thing that mattered back then. So yeah,
right. Okay.
That's around the 2nd and 3rd grade. Wow, I went into
you really went into a big
for absolutely no reason. I apologize for that.
It's fine, man. We got plenty of time. There's always part 2s and part 3s. Okay, so I guess who bought you that Game Boy Advance SP? So that would be the person who introduced you to video games in general.
No, not the person who introduced it to me, but obviously my parents were the ones who bought me stuff back then, so my parents bought it for me.
Well, where did you where did you first get a glimpse of video games? Who showed them to you?
A few of my friends.
Okay. So what game got you started on video games, and what game sparked it?
Do you want to take a guess, or do you want me to just say it?
You can say it. You can say it. You can just say it.
Sonic Advance 2. That was the very, very, very first game I had ever played in my life.
Okay, and why did it spark your interest? Did it like for me when I first played video games, it made me think of a whole new way of just having a hobby. Why did it spark your interest? Because
compared to some of the other games that I saw everybody else playing, it seemed a whole lot faster than that, and that just really caught me off guard, and I wanted to play more games like this.
Okay. So, of course, you're on YouTube. You've been on YouTube for a little bit now. When and why did you start YouTube? And who got you to finally start YouTube? Sorry about that.
Well, I started YouTube basically, hopefully, the reason that everybody who makes videos starts on YouTube to express their original ideas and their original content, and hopefully have other people admire it. Admire you for who you are,
or just
what you're interested in,
or just get money and become a partner.
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been on YouTube now? A year? Has it been a year?
Yeah, since February 2009.
Okay.
But I didn't make videos until until the summer of that year.
Alright. And did anybody specifically show you YouTube?
Actually, I did actually have another YouTube channel before MegaJames12 that I didn't post any YouTube videos on, but and I basically just used that channel to comment on other videos, then I had this idea to make videos myself, and I wanted to change and I just wanted to start over. Not that I was really very well known back then, but I just wanted to make sure that when I started out right. I created a new channel name I created a new channel with a new channel name, and I'm not really gonna say the name of the old channel.
Is it still up?
Reasons.
Is it still there?
No, it's closed.
Okay. So basically, even if someone gave you a name, nobody would be able to find it.
Exactly.
Okay. So, on your channel, you showed us that you can play video games, you can make people laugh, you can play piano, you can play guitar, you can basically...
I can play piano? I didn't know that.
Oh.
Holy crap, I can play piano. I had no idea. This changes everything. Yeah, I can't really play piano.
So I just got that in mind, because so many people can. So yeah,
I am familiar with the piano, but I'm just not that coordinated in playing it.
Okay, but yeah, pretty much you can do a lot of things. Is there any interest that you've ever had that you have not shown us?
Well, let's see. I've showed you my interest in animating, I've showed you my interest in music, I've showed you my interest in juggling. Actually, I have done that once.
Yeah.
I've showed you my interest in singing. I think the only thing I haven't showed you my interest in is playing the flute, and the flute is actually my main instrument. I've been playing it for since the 3rd grade, which is a really long time when you think about it. I haven't really come up with any ideas on how I'm going to implement that into my channel, but something will happen involving the flute eventually, and then you'll all see how great I am at playing it.
Okay, so now that we've done the 5 questions I ask everybody, now it's time for questions specifically about what you do and how you do it. Are you ready?
Cool.
Okay. Now, Neo Earth, your main animation show that pretty much skyrocketed you up to the place you are now. So what happened was you had Neo Earth, then you switched Neo Earth from just speech bubbles to real talking. And apparently you didn't like how Neo Earth was really ending up, and you completely deleted well, you didn't really delete the episodes.
I didn't delete it. It's still on the channel. In fact, I'm not deleting it at any time in the future, because that
yeah, it's like a background information.
That's sort of, it represents how much I've grown and developed as an artist and as an animator and as a story writer.
Right, but basically you didn't like how it was going, and so basically you're redoing it. Why did you not think it was going good? A lot of people like Neo Earth.
Because I wanted the plot to go in a specific direction, and it was going in that direction until issue 5, and I told many people this already. My original plans for issue 5 got completely deleted, and I was just really upset and really devastated by this, that I lost my mind, and I started doing this, and I started coming up with this weird idea of implementing myself into the continuity, which, to be honest, didn't really make sense. I thought it made sense because well, as I said before, was losing my mind. But it didn't. Yeah. Then after the entire thing was done, I looked at it and I realized that it wasn't going to. That once I uploaded that, it wasn't going to go in the same direction that I intended it to go in. So that is why So that's the main reason why I am redoing it. Also because now that I can do, well, not that this is a big issue, but now that I can do like videos in HD, and now that I can, sorry, now that I'm a bit, slightly better artist than before. Now that I have gotten used to drawing my characters the way that they should be drawn, I think I'm ready to draw it and write and direct Neoworth in the direction that I intended it to go in. And let me tell you, issue 1 isn't just going to be like a narration of the backstory. It's going to be a complete. It's going to be a complete issue, a completely legitimate issue. Like, you should probably know what I mean.
Okay, right. So we got that outline. Next up, so you told me you had 3 different franchises that you like, but one of the main franchises that I already mentioned that you've been stressing a lot about and you rant about a lot and you do a lot of videos about is the Sonic franchise. And many people just do not like Sonic and they just refuse to play Sonic games. They just think that there's just no use for Sonic. Why do you think that the Sonic games have skyrocketed so low?
Skyrocketed so low. Isn't that kind of like, isn't that kind of like blowing up a balloon and then popping it right afterwards? That didn't really skyrocketing low.
Well, just you know what I mean. You know what I mean when I say this.
I know what you mean. It's just that was slightly funny, but okay. I think they quote unquote skyrocketed low because they are not the fans what they want. And they keep adding these new ideas with no connection whatsoever. Like one minute Sonic's on a hoverboard, 1 minute he turns into a werehog, which, to be honest, I realized isn't a very legitimate name. And the next thing you know, he has a sword. There's like no connection to these various gimmicks whatsoever, and they're most likely never going to be mentioned ever again. And compared to better, more well-made video games that use the exact same gimmicks, Sonic's way that he uses these gimmicks kind of sucks. Like, I have a few guilty pleasures, but think about it, yeah, they're not really that good. But you know, that's all the cast that we've done.
Right, because Sonic Color seems to be, grabbing some people's attention. With Sonic's new form, new way of making games. Hopefully they'll stick to this.
Yeah, I really hope they stick with that cartoony vibe to them. That's really, really hilarious.
Okay.
It's not like really childish, but I don't really care if it's childish because that's how Sonic should be.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so we know Microsoft has their Kinect, we know Sony has the Move, Nintendo has the Wii, which is about 4 years ahead of the Kinect and the Move. Many people are saying that Nintendo is right now being the smartest of all 3 of those developers.
Really?
Well, yeah, because
Nintendo's the smartest?
Well, because here's the thing: if both of them are focusing on motion gameplay, which has already been Nintendo's already done with that, they are right now going to the hardcore gamers. And there's a big controversy of, is this a smart decision? Oh, is this not a smart decision? What is your opinion on it? And do you think that this little, Nintendo nostalgia fest is going to last?
Well, so I think that yes, actually now that I think about it, yeah, Nintendo is catering more to the hardcore gamer. The nostalgia fest.
Well, I mean, come on, you have to agree.
Do you mean?
You have to agree with me. They have given us Donkey Kong, they've given us Kirby, they've given us Metroid, they've given us Mario, they've given us pretty much every single franchise that we wanted and more. We got Kid Icarus.
Oh, well, that Nostalgia Fest is going. Of course, that Nostalgia Fest is going to continue because those are the games that people are that are the most popular. It's kind of like supply and demand in terms of the video game company. People like a certain thing, so give them more of that certain thing that they like, and then you'll make more money that way.
True, but it took a long time for Nintendo to finally give this to us.
I guess it did, but yeah, they have to. Well, it was still kind of going on in terms of Mario because like that seems to be the only franchise that they were putting their hard-earned money and effort into. But I think that was all. Like building up to this huge nostalgia fest of 2010 that we experienced this year with Donkey Kong, Metroid, and Kirby.
Right. Okay. So now we're on the little verge of ending, but we have a couple more questions. Next question. Out of the blue, we saw you getting into Let's Plays, and you Let's Played Sonic 4, and that Let's Play is finished, and you're moving on to a new Let's Play. Why did you get started into Let's Play so, oh, okay, I should start Let's Playing now? You really didn't announce it to anybody.
Well, because I realized that I wasn't playing video games enough as much as I would like to, and now I actually have a reason for playing them to commentate on them and entertain people with my commentaries on them, and hopefully make people laugh.
Just like your first channel. Okay, so now just one last question. What can we expect from this redux of Neo Earth? Anything really mind-boggling that you could just give us a little snippet of?
Well, aside from the whole new and improved backstory that I posted on my DeviantArt account, you can go see it.
Plug.
You're going to notice that I incorporate a lot more into character development instead of into all of the characters, Demon especially, but not just Demon. It won't be just Demon this time.
Demon got into a lot of backstory. You know, he was the main star of the latest issue.
Oh yeah, he was. And I'm trying to give every single character his or her own specific use. And yeah, you're gonna see a lot more characters, and I will tell you this.
What?
From issues 5 and 6 of the old version, he will return, but with a different name.
What?
He'll have a different name, which I won't say, and just keep that.
Okay, we'll keep that up. Okay, so I guess that's pretty much all I wanted to ask you. Is there anything you want to add?
Let me see if there's anything I'm forgetting about that last question. Something that I really don't want to say that much about it, because I promise you, once you see the Neo Earth Redux issue 1, you're going to really love it, and you're going to thank me for not spoiling too much sooner. So there.
Okay. So that is all we're gonna do for this interview. Thank you, MegaJames12, for joining me today.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
And James' first channel and his Let's Play channel and his DeviantArt, thank you for reminding me about that, will be in the description. And there will be a nice little animation that will show his little thing at the end. Just so you guys haven't already gotten it, and if you haven't already gotten this, then you should pretty much get above your rock that you're living under. Basically, he does animation, and he does a couple of songs here and there. He Let's Plays. He does a lot of variety. So go to his channel, go subscribe. I highly recommend it. But until the next episode of the Maniac Chat, I have been Mario Maniac 613.
And I have been MegaJames12.
And we will see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, you should never forget that. It should be like enlarged in your brain by now.
Right. Okay, we'll see you guys later.
The only way to break free is to break the mold. You can't stop now, rock and roll.